So can you talk a little bit about how you feel right now?
I feel grateful. When I was coming in, I was praying and I was like, God, like, I kind of want to get selected, but I kind of don't because I don't want to take off my clothes. But I was like, I hope that I get selected if I have a story that can tell at least one person that they're not alone or make them feel uplifted.
So can you talk about what your style says about you?
I think I've spent a lot of time trying to fit into clothes that were supposed to make me feel sexier, but I didn't feel comfortable. Trying to look like the trendy body, Beyonce's body, Nicki Minaj's body. When I was younger and I was very thin, I had a lot of pressure to have boobs and have a butt. Mind you, I was like 10, and I was like, why don't I have boobs yet? Why don't I have this gigantic ass? And when I got older and I started gaining weight, I was like, well, I want to be like super duper thin. So trendy's just unattainable. It's a dream that they sell so that you keep buying the weight loss products instead of actually focusing on our internal health, which would give us, you know, a body we're comfortable with because we'd have a mind that we're comfortable with. We go looking for things that will make our outward appearances better, but inside we feel like shit.
Can you drop your backpack? Can you talk about judgments or assumptions that people place upon you based on how you look?
People assume I'm an artist. You look so like earthy. And I'm like, I'm really not that earthy. Like, incense is cool, but like I don't know what all the crystals do, and I can't cleanse your house or anything like that. So I was obsessed with labels at one point. So I'd be like, oh, I'm a hippie, or oh, I'm a this, or I'm a that, and I would have all these trends and phases. It was just nice to belong somewhere, even if I didn't really feel like I belonged. It was nice to have a place to sit, even if I felt like I was sitting alone. But now I feel like I'd rather sit alone.
Necklace. Can you talk about the biggest insecurity that you're working on overcoming?
Can I say two? I have like an internal and external. External would probably be my weight because it fluctuates. I'm a type 1 diabetic. When I first got diagnosed, I started losing a lot of weight. And I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I feel good. I didn't really feel good. I felt like shit. It's crazy because the main thing I heard, not, you know, this is a life-threatening disease, it was, you lost a lot of weight quickly. Even up until recently, I'll like go on these binges where I'll like get my sugar really high just so I can drop a couple pounds. And it's terrible. It's like why would you do that? Why would you risk your life, you know, just to lose like 5 pounds here or there that you're gonna gain back? It doesn't make sense, but I do it. And I think that relates to my internal struggle just with feeling like I'm enough.
Why do you think that you are struggling so much with feeling enough?
A lot of it might have to do with the way I was raised. My mother, it was very, very much all or nothing. If one thing was messed up or out of balance, you were terrible, and you had to atone for it with like a series of punishments.
What would you do to get punished?
Like, I remember one time, my room was a mess. I'm not gonna lie, my room was a mess. I came home and like all of my clothes were gone. Like all of my clothes were off the floor. And there was a sign on my door that said, Brianna is not allowed to sleep in this room anymore because Brianna cannot take care of it. And she like put me in the basement. The thing is, like, there was no way for me to earn back my room. So I was just kind of down there indefinitely. I was only allowed to wear my uniform. One day we were on our way to church. It was cold outside and I wanted to wear a jacket, but I think my uniform jacket was dirty, or she wouldn't let me access it or something. And I put on a different jacket and I got a beating because I wanted to wear a jacket that wasn't my uniform. And I was like, are you for real right now? She read my diary and she found out that I liked women. She was like, we need to discuss this darkness inside of you. I was like, huh? And she was like, you know, your attraction to girls or whatever. And I was like, oh my Lord. It was something that that I realized in middle school. And then in like the 7th or 8th grade, I was like, you know what, like, fuck it, I'm gonna just tell somebody. It was this girl who I kind of had a crush on, and she was like, oh, I like girls too, and I was like, okay. But that summer she wouldn't let me see my friends because she was like, well, I don't know who's who. And it's hard for me to talk about my mom this way because I really love her, and I know she loves me. Oh God, I swore I wasn't gonna cry.
I don't think there's a chance.
She hurt me and my sisters, and I have to see how it affects them growing up, and that breaks my heart. Like my youngest sister, she looked at me and she said, "Bre, am I being abused?" And I was like, I don't know, like I don't know how to answer that. And she's 16. I'm like you shouldn't be wondering if you're abused. You should be knowing, like, hey, what's going on isn't right, you know?
It's hard when you're in that kind of abuse, like emotional or physical abuse, you don't understand that it's not okay. You think that this is normal.
Yeah.
Shoes?
Yes.
What about romantically?
Ooh. It's weird, but like I've never dated a woman, and I'm not saying that I never would, but just because of how I was raised and hearing like all the time, like, you know, this is bad, you're going to hell. It's like part of me that's like, oh, well, if I marry a woman, like if I fall in love with a woman for real, like am I going to go to hell? And I don't really believe that, but sometimes pieces of people and pieces of their teachings, they linger on you and they stain you. And those are stains that I'm trying to scrub out. So.
Why do you think you're so gentle, forgiving, understanding?
Getting to know God for myself as love, as what he promised he was, you know, or she. Shim, God will be Shim. Whatever Shim intended, like, it's love. Like, life is literally too short to live in fear. Like, I do have very bad anxiety, and a lot of the time my brain is telling me, you know, like, you don't belong here, or there's gonna be a fucking terrorist attack across the street. Even like coming up here, I was like, maybe you shouldn't go, cause like North Korea is talking some shit, and the missiles could land any minute. Like maybe you just should stay here where it's safe, cause no one really wants to hit Baltimore, even though it's like kind of close to DC. They might hit us on accident. Maybe you should just go to the Midwest. But then again, Chicago's a major city, so maybe you should just go to like Mexico. But then like, you know, but that's where my brain takes me, and it's
Catastrophe.
Yeah, just catastrophe. It goes straight from like, oh, you dropped your pen, to if you get up, everyone will see that you're a failure, and like what?
When do you feel the most beautiful?
The other day I was walking home, I heard the birds chirping, and I was like, oh my gosh, like this is so beautiful. I was like, this is music. Like this is all I really need right now. I felt beautiful because like those birds, they weren't talking to me, they were talking to each other, but they were nice enough to let me listen to their conversation. I just felt so blessed, and so just wow, like just appreciative to be alive and beautiful.
Why in your body? Why in your journey? Why in your skin? Why is it a good place to be?
It houses a gorgeous soul. Like if I can say nothing else, I think that I have a pretty good looking soul. Like I think my soul could probably steal your man. I don't actually want to steal your man.
That's the title of your video. For sure.
Okay. Okay. I'm good. But no, I think that my body's good because I'm in it, you know, and that's all I can say. Like I'm in it. Like it was made for me. It was given to me for a reason.
Thank you very much.
I feel good. Like I feel lighter. I feel like I could probably cry some more, but I'm just emotional, so it's all right.